Hey everybody, it's me, Leonard, 313 Diesel Guy. It's been a while since I've made a video, but I am actually making a video on a completely different topic than my truck today. It's been a while. I was really big into RC cars back in the day. I got back into them a little while ago, and unfortunately I had to sell them because funds wouldn't allow me to do it at that point. But now I have the ability to get back into RC cars, and not only did I get back into it, but I jumped right back into it, both feet, both hands, literally just body slammed into it. About a month ago, I picked up a ECX Barrage Gen 2 rock crawler. They say it's a 110 scale, but it's more like a 112 scale. Neat little truck. I used to be into all the go fast stuffs. I had a Traxxas Slash that did about 102, and I had a Stampede that did about 90. The Stampede had the Bigfoot original body on it. The Traxxas Slash had a Super Duty body on it, of course. Anyway, so a little bit of about the Barrage Gen 2. It's a great truck. Tires are great for crawling. Torquey enough motor to climb a 62% grade with no issues, which really surprised me. So my son, who's 6 years old, bless his heart, Mason, he was into RC cars with me when I was back into them, about 2 years ago. And when he seen the Barrage, he wanted one. Okay, well, my wife didn't want me to get another one. So I was like, okay, I'll redo the Barrage, new body, new everything, give it to my son, and that'll allow me to get another one. Well, let me grab the Barrage for you guys, because I'll show you what it started off as and what it is now. This right here is the original body for the Barrage Gen 2. Looks like hell. I mean, cheap, chintzy. Who the hell cares? So, sorry. So my son, he liked the Stampede that I had with the Bigfoot original body. The only thing I didn't care for about it is the blue on it wasn't a true Bigfoot original blue. It wasn't dark enough. It was actually, it was too light, and it didn't have the metal flake in it or anything like that. Pretty body, but it wasn't dark enough. So I went to Nankin Hobby. Shout out to Nankin. You guys are incredible. Always have been, always will be. And when I say Nankin Hobby is incredible, I mean Farmington Hills and the one in Southgate. The one in Westland is a joke. Stay away from it. And I'm sorry if I offend anybody like that, but I've told everybody at Nankin Farmington and Nankin Southgate that I refuse to go to Westland because they don't know the difference between their ass and a hole in the wall. Anyway, so my son, going back to the body I did for his Barrage, he has a joke. It's actually pretty funny coming from a 6-year-old. It's knock knock, who's there? And he says, impatient. Well, you say, impatient chicken. And you say, impatient chicken, and you don't get to finish, impatient chicken who, and he's yelling bagawk. Basically, like, he's impatient. The first time I heard him say that, I damn near died laughing, because it was perfect. So, I did some homework on Bigfoot. My favorite monster truck always has been. But I remembered that when Bigfoot first came out, before it didn't say anything on the side, it said something besides Bigfoot. And once I was able to scrounge up the pictures, it said Midwest 4-Wheel Drive Center. So, as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking how it was labeled out would have been perfect to say impatient chicken. And then where the little monster truck is on the bed would have been a nice little spot for a chicken, baby chicken. So I asked my son, I says, what body do you want? And he immediately walks over to the clear Bigfoot body. I'm like, okay, perfect. We're off to a great start for this now. I said, you got 3 names to pick from. You got Impatient Chicken, and I explained what I was going to do for the paint design. You got Masonator, or you have Masonation. Surprisingly, he went with Masonation, which is actually kind of a neat name for a truck. I don't know why I like it, but I do. He loves it. So I'll grab the barrage now and I'll show it to you guys. Right here. Again, it's the true dark Ford blue for that year, that era. Beautiful metal flake. I used, what paint is this? Oh, Tamiya. Tamiya, this one right here. I believe it's a P4 paint code for Tamiya, but it's still, I put the stickers on the windshield because I didn't paint the windshield, so I just used the decal. But here it is. You know, again, darker blue, true Ford blue. The body's neat. I love the body. And as you guys can see, you know, Masonation. Same font that they would have used back in the 80s. You know, same font, same styling, same slant to it from, you know, front fender to rear of the bed. Anyway, all in all, neat truck. Pretty good flex. I put the shocks back in the stock location because when I had it, I actually cantered the shocks so I could get damn near, you know, it's not bad, but when I repositioned the shocks, I had this thing sitting like this, and all 4 tires were on the ground. See if I can poke in here and see where my holes are, because I told somebody I'd make a video on how I did this because they're having problems with articulation on theirs. So I told them reposition. God, that light is in a horrible spot. I told them reposition the shock, and I told them I'd make a video on where I did it. So this is kind of partly for him. You see my 2 drilled holes right there. Those for the front. And then I've got one right there in the back. So it's right there is the one drilled in the back. Really kind of hard to see, poor lighting. And then you have the 2 up in the upper front of the frame. Either way, that's where I drilled them. They allowed a heck of a lot more articulation. And incredible body control. It was a nice setup. So, my son knows that's his. He can't touch it till Christmas, though, and it is killing him. Like, he really wants to play with it, but I told him, nope, not till Christmas. So, I ended up by breaking down, and when Traxxas came out with this truck, I think it was about a year ago. No, about 2 years ago, I immediately said I will have one. I grew up in the back seat of a 93 Bronco, full size. I love Broncos. My dad had a 93 full size Eddie Bauer Bronco, 351 Windsor, 4x4, incredible truck. I loved it. So again, I love Broncos. So when Traxxas came out with this truck, 1979 Bronco rock crawler, I'm like, I will have one. And I figured if I was going to get it, that I was going to do the good 70s paint job, because they offer it in 2 paint schemes. Black with the red stripe down the side, or black with sunset, which was the orange, you know, the red fading into the bright yellow at the bottom. Well, here's the picture of it. So that's the one I decided to go with. Again, incredible truck. I love it. First thing I did is I bought a LiPo battery for it. And it definitely made a hell of a difference with power and torque and all the other good stuff. But bear with me, guys. I'm going to set you guys down on top of the truck here. So, yeah. And there goes the phone. Oh well. Bear with me, people. Yeah, I dropped my phone. My bad. I didn't mean to drop you guys. So, alright. God. Crappy video today. Oh well. Anyway, so here's the Bronco. It's actually pretty big. And there's my hand, and there's the rest of the truck. But the tires and rims, they look just like the Bronco. But they didn't have that rim design back in the 70s. That's the only thing I don't care for. It comes without a brush guard on the front or a spare tire rack on the back. Now, to me, the 70 Broncos, if it didn't have the spare tire rack and it didn't have the brush guard, it didn't look right. So today, I went out and bought the spare tire rack and the brush guard. And I also, let's turn this thing on. Installed some headlights and tail lights. Now, that kit is not fully installed yet because the kit, this was just kind of a kit to see what it would look like. The kit that I ordered the other day on Amazon has headlights to fill in the headlights right here. It's got orange LEDs to fill in the turn signals, orange LEDs to go in here, red ones for back here, the red ones for in here, white ones for the reverse lights. And what's neat about this kit is it's got a a controller on it that it senses if I turn left, it senses it and it'll turn the left blinker on. If I turn right, it'll turn the right blinker on. If I come to a stop, like if I let off the throttle and the brake kicks in, the brake lights come on. If I go into reverse, the backup lights come on. You know, really neat. And that's going to be the full LED kit that goes on it. Plus, I bought a five light bar. And again, because it's a 79, I'm not going to put an LED light bar on it. I'm going to go old school KC highlighters or daylighters. And that's what I got. I got 5 mini KC highlighters to go on the roof. 2 Marshalls to go on the brush guard. Again, I'm very, very much into detail and you know, staying true to the year. But one thing, you know, I cannot give this truck enough credit. And I say that because, prime example, I don't know how many RC trucks out there have high gear and low gear. Yes, it can go slow, it can go fast. And then, I don't know how many trucks out there that I can physically, by the flip of a switch, lock the front differential. And if that's still not doing the job, lock the rear differential. And if that's still not doing the job, throw it in 4-wheel drive low. Yes, this truck actually has 4-wheel drive low range, which is really neat for an RC truck. Traxxas really thought this one out. So tonight, I was doing, since I've bought it, I've been doing a lot of research and homework on a scale trailer. Eventually, I want to get a 110 scale, Traxxas Fortec. Probably the Mustang. I might do the 4GT, but it'll probably be the Mustang. Only because everybody has the 4GT. And I will paint it black. Because what I'm going to do is, again, I've been looking at trailers, and they say they're scale trailers, but they just do not look right. Either the axles are too far back, they're too far forward, the trailer isn't big enough for the tires. It just does not look right in comparison. It does not look scale to me. I mean, again, I'm really into detail. So tonight, I figured I would take on building a trailer with just scrap metal that I have around the house. Not gonna lie, it was pretty hard to find center for the hitch. Not gonna lie. So I've got as far as building the outer frame and the bulkhead for the receiver. I'm test fitting tires right now. Right now I have Traxxas Slash tires next to it, which don't look too bad, but I need to find a smaller tire, which these are 1.9s, and I'm thinking a 1.5 tire would suffice just fine. But one of the things I noticed on like the car trailers even the boat trailers, is they're not long enough in comparison to the truck, and they're not wide enough. They look, they just don't look right. So when I built the frame for this trailer, I put the barrage as my starting measurement point, and the barrage is 7 3/4 wide. Okay, that's a 1/12 scale. So I put the Bronco next to it and use that too, also as a template. The Bronco is 10 inches wide. Again, a trailer is going to be wider than the Bronco. The frame alone will be wider than the Bronco. So I added a 1/4 inch to each side of the frame, and then counted another 1.5 inches for the tires and wheel wells. So the trailer itself, the frame of the trailer, is actually going to be 10.5 wide. And with the tires, it'll be just over 12.5 wide. And if you break it down into feet, that would be the same as an 8-foot, 1-inch wide trailer in comparison to the Bronco. So here it is. Here's the trailer. Here's what I've done so far. Here's the framing. Again, these are just, tires just to see how they'll look. So here's my frame. Now I'm going to line this up next to the Bronco right now. I have not done this since I've built the frame. So you and I, or me and everybody that watches this, if anybody does, are going to see how well this looks behind the Bronco. And I can tell you right now that is going to be damn near perfect scale. Because just by looking at what I'm looking at right now, that is damn near spot on. Yep, that's going to look good. Grab the tires real quick, throw them right next to it. One tire there. I have the frame marked on where I want the tires to sit. Alright, so, general idea. It's a general idea. Again, that frame will be scale to the Bronco. Again, I'm tired of seeing these, claiming they're scale, but they're not. So I'm going to put something under the frame to see if we can't elevate it to get more of a true feel of what that is actually going to be. This might actually do it. Maybe not. Maybe. Crap. This is no good. Okay, that'll work. So, like I said, right now I'm just looking for something to stick under the frame. So bear with me here, guys, while I stick something under the frame of this thing. So, I'm still here. Just keep in mind I'm sticking something underneath the frame here.